So thank you for introduction. So hi robot enthusiast. So my name is Patrik Zakovic and I work currently as a RPA developer for Slovenská Sporiteľňa, which is the biggest bank in Slovakia. But what is my daily agenda is to solve problems, so maybe I'm kind of a problem solver. It's the better role for me, I think. How many of you do RPA? Please raise hands. Just a few. It's no problem, but probably others do test automation. I think so. So technically, for me, the RPA and test automation are the same. But for RPA, there is a different mindset, different purpose. What is RPA? What is Robot Process Automation? It is a form of business process automation based on robots, digital workers, that robot can emulate user interaction with systems through graphical user interface, communicate with backend systems via APIs, or manipulate with databases and other great stuff. In ideal world, I think that we don't need RPA. Maybe the question why? Because I believe that between systems there should be a direct integration, an online integration, and we don't need RPA, but we don't live in an ideal world, and we need a glue that RPA for me is, for sure. So why RPA or when RPA? For me, between systems where integration is not possible or complicated to implement, or for legacy systems and something like that. Behind every implementation, behind RPA or every implementation, at the beginning there are some crucial questions that should be answered, or crucial decisions that must be made. What I think the key success is to choose the right tool. I think that the right tool doesn't exist, but exists the tool for your needs. And you should also consider your environment specification. Maybe this can be your first day in the bank. When someone tries to explain how banks work, it can be really confusing because the banks are institutions. They have a lot of applications, complicated infrastructures, sophisticated processes, and so on. In Slovenská Sporiteľňa, it is not different. We have multiple fully integrated test environments. What does it mean? We have 4 fully integrated test environments and other environments for developers that they are not fully integrated. So it's hard to manage a lot of environments. Of course, there are various types of technologies there. Also, we are highly regulated. I don't need to explain further that sophisticated processes, of course, and we have many departments to support, and every kind of department works differently. And we have 10 big releases per year, and we are working and preparing release on demand, what can bring more speed to developing processes. But in the end, we are a company that the processes is well designed, I think. So the first crucial question: which tool to choose? No code, low code, or high code tool? I don't want to be the judge which tool is better, but I can say that absolutely with no code or low code you can develop processes, RPA processes faster. You can involve more people to developing process. But on the other hand, there are some restrictions. You have only prepared functions and so on. And what I love on high-code tools or on tools like Robotic Framework is that freedom that you don't have any restrictions. You can do whatever you want with it. So I think that these are the key players in the RPA world. And some of them is well known, like Blue Prism, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Power Automate from Microsoft, and others. But I think that also the big player in this field is Robotic Framework. Why? I think that everybody in this room know why Robotic Framework is great. Because it's open and extensible. You can do whatever you want with libraries and tools that they provide. Easy syntax, of course, human-readable keywords, and this is the key success that a Robotic Framework can support many type of technologies. So this is the most used libraries in RPA in Slovenská Sporiteľňa. We use browser library for browser automation, request library with our APIs. Of course, we use some keywords to manipulate with operating systems. We manipulate with databases, select data, modify data, and other great libraries that exist. Robotic Framework also has a great feature. It is built error handling, automatic log and reporting. And this is also the key. It's license-free, so you don't need to pay some huge amount of money for the licensing, and you can scale robots without any extra cost. So you need 10 without any extra fee. And command line interface is also the game changer of everything. And I cannot forget you. You are the also key success for that tool. Great community. There you can find some answers to your questions in community, or you can find great tools and libraries. In the end, it is not only about automation tool, and for a successful RPA implementation, you need some other tools and processes to be designed. And for me, you need to master your code, and I think that the project structure is also the key. When your team is completed with more than one developer, it is good to find appropriate project size, and you need to granulate your projects, your keywords, functions, and so on. For example, we find a way that we create project for every department in the bank, so we don't pull every functionality into one project, and we found out some appropriate project size, and we granulate and separate and modularize functionalities. So on the right side, you can see our project structure. What is in config folder, we put there some configuration YAML files that we use with the config server. There are some secrets and configuration files. We will talk about that later. Within Jenkins folder, we have some Jenkins file because for orchestration we use Jenkins. Within libs, there are space for our custom libraries. Resources is folder responsible for keywords or resources for apps what we want to automate. And tasks is a folder where we divide tasks, and business logic is written here. And there are also some other stuff on the root folder. So standardized project structure is perfect to have, is nice to have, because you need it. When some new developer come, they can find that every project has the same structure. Write code rules, please. The place is not important, but write them somewhere. Maybe to README file or to Confluence or whatever you want. Of course, you need to use version control systems and set up merging process to don't mess up the production code. And what we needed was that we needed to align our branching model with environment needs, because we have multiple, as I mentioned, we have multiple environments fully integrated, and we need to run robots on every environment because of new features of our applications. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't need to explain why we need a package manager for our projects. And we did this with, we found for us the right tool, and it is pipenv. Maybe there are some other great package manager tools, and maybe you are using some other, but we are fine with pipenv. And what package manager does, it works on my computer, the basic problem of us. And with pipenv, we simplified package management. We are able to isolate environments. It supports automatic environment creation, resolves the dependency, and it has integration with other tools, and it enhances the deployment process for us. This is the rule that we want to do, is don't duplicate code and reuse. It can be done in different ways, but we do, or we help each other with the right principles, so do not repeat yourself. And we decided to create ATR projects. ATR stands for Automation Resources. We have luck that our test automation team, our colleagues, also use the robot framework. So idea, someday we started to think about how to use this advantage, and we decided to create some automation resources. It's a kind of internal libraries that we automate the same applications. For example, like our front-end bank system, and we put the common functionalities like login to application, search client, print documents, and we put them into keywords, and that we shared as internal libraries, as internal projects, and it can be installed like Python packages with pipenv. It is installed by default to site packages directory, and it's easy to pull or to set up these resources then with just this setting. So if it is installed into site packages, you can just call that resources like that. It can be implemented in both in a robot framework resource file or also in as a Python library. So we have some projects like this, and it is really, really cool, and it works. Then, when you run your robots, when you know to run robots from a localhost, you need some orchestrator, and robots need to be orchestrated. For that reason, we use the Jenkins. So Jenkins is the main orchestrator of that, and everything what is a code is a GitLab. So when the robot started, the first thing that happens is to pull the fresh copy of code from a defined branch or from a defined release. Then the pipeline gets the secrets or configuration file from config server, send some notification. We use some communication channels like Teams and Outlook, so for email communication or notification to channels. And then the Jenkins handle the task distribution. We use Jenkins agents, and we have Unix agents and Windows agents. Windows is necessary because some legacy systems in the bank works only on that machine, so we need Windows. We started to move the execution also to our OpenShift platform that is fully maintained by our DevOps team, and we try to isolate the whole, every robot should be isolated in one container. And then from the nodes, start the execution to target systems. There are a lot of systems, databases, file shares, browser applications, desktop, and a lot of APIs and other stuff. So the whole steps of robot is written in the Jenkins file, but the business logic is in robot files. So maybe the question why we choose the Jenkins, because our DevOps team used it for build and deployment. No, that's not the reason. Jenkins have everything what we need. It is self-serving solution that my colleague mentioned before my presentation. The Jenkins, it has multiple triggering options. You can trigger the Jenkins by click, time trigger, or event trigger. It supports. It supports also integration with tools. You can do role-based access to robots. So we create the folders for our departments, and they have access only to robots they need to have. So as I mentioned, pipeline is written in Jenkins file, and also Jenkins provides the access to output. So when a robot generates some output, it can be downloaded directly from the Jenkins. And it also supports the scalability by agents, by nodes, so you can connect as many as you need. Okay, it can work, but what about maybe, I don't know we are successful or not, but what I know is it works. So RPA platform in figures, we have, for this day, we have 64 robots in production. We have hundreds of application processed daily. Not every process can be counted, so it's hard to count. We already support 13 departments in the bank. This thing is maintained by a core team of 3 people. And absolutely, this saves a huge amount of hard, repetitive, and manual work. Not every process can be calculated how much it's save, but we also help where manual approach is not possible or not imaginable. And all that with minimum or 0 costs. Of course, without challenge, there is no change, and we accept that we are working on new robots. We also try to enhance our platform. So we started to move execution to OpenShift platform, so we want to isolate every robot into container. What we need is to standardize process definition document. For me, that's the lesson learned, that not every department give you the right process description, and then it is hard to automate some process like that. So we need to standardize process definition document and get the easy readable process definition. We need also to improve analytics to be able to measure our robots better, and AI. Everybody is talking nowadays about AI, so we also. We already have internal ChatGPT instance, and we started to implement and do some little stuff with that. Also, it can be used for speed up your development process. So as David showed us yesterday, it can be really helpful. And we also starting to use AI for image recognition, because we have a lot of processes that need to process scanned documents and images. I can see the bright future of open source RPA, because I think that tools like that has a big potential for small and middle-sized companies, because they don't have budget for tools like Blue Prism, UiPath, and this is the reason why I see the bright future of RPA, open source RPA, and robot framework itself. So, thank you.
Thank you, Patrik. Questions for Patrik? I have one here from Slido. Which application types were the most challenging for you to automate? Desktop applications, the mainframe, or something else?
I think the desktop application that you need to start with Java Web Start, if you know that. And it was difficult to automate that, because you need to use some image recognition library, like we use Image Horizon for that purpose. But it was hardest to put all of that to infrastructure, because you have Jenkins node, and if you want to automate something based on image recognition, you need to have the image of the Windows desktop. So we need to do some stuff about it. So it was the hardest application to automate.
Question from there, in the middle somewhere.
Hello. So you have a lot of internal these libraries for automation. I'm interested in knowing if you use an automated approach for the versioning and publishing of those libraries, or how do you do that?
How we publish this application internally, or what do you mean by that?
Yes, so like do people manually create versions and then publish them manually?
Yeah, nowadays yes. We discuss this, and it is evolving all the time with the test automation team. And nowadays we do it manually. We don't have a lot that stuff, but maybe we move to some pipelines to distribute this internally. But nowadays it is manually work, and we have some 4 eyes control on that, on merge requests and something like that.
Okay, thanks.
There's the next question.
Hi, thank you very much for the insightful talk. I was wondering, you were mentioning like improving analytics, and I was wondering if also like monitoring your robots is also a topic you're looking into, and how you're approaching that.
This is the role of our security department. They have some tools. So every action to systems is monitored by automated application itself. Yeah? So the security concerns is okay, but we want to have some analytics for us. For example, what are the most critical keywords when the robot fails, or something like that. I mean, with this, the security monitoring is set it up already with the security department. So.
Then there's a question over there.
Thank you. Just a question to get good ideas from you. If you had to pick one robot from these 64 that you have as your favorite, as the MVP robot, what does it automate and why it is so great?
Yeah. The first one was the best one, I think. And it is the process when the external call centers call the new potential client and want to sell some product, and they don't have access to our systems, so they collect all the data into Excel sheets, and they are sending that Excel sheets by email. And then the robot gets these Excel sheets and put this data to system. It's a simple process, and it processes 150 applications daily.
Similar to the children, first one is the best. It's a fact. The question in the middle.
Yeah, hey, thanks for your speech. I share the Mika's dream about global takeover for robot framework. And I know that in like RPA development and RPA ski in robot framework is rather popular in Finland. But I also know that like from my colleagues from Sweden, don't use it at all. They use only like UiPath and Blueprint tools like that, like commercial tools. And I just wanted to ask, like, you use robot framework in your bank and your company, but do you know like how popular is it in your country, in Slovakia? Is it like really popular, or is it just like you guys?
No, I think that we are the unicorn because Slovenská Sporiteľňa is the member of Erste Group, which is the consortium of biggest bank in the East and Central Europe, and every subsidiaries use Blue Prism or UiPath, and we was on the forum that we are presenting our RPA approach, and everybody looks, what?
Hey, I think that's all the time we have. Show some love to Patrik. Thank you, Patrik.